Happy Thumbs Gaming. Brick Show.
Hey everybody, it's Brian with Happy Thumbs Gaming. Today we're checking out some Middle-earth free roam, and we're going to specifically check out the hidden / bonus level and check out on that trophy achievement. The Lord of the Ring. Alright, so as you can see here, we are going to go ahead and select Rivendell on our map. Or Rivendell, sorry. I always tend to call it Dale. And over on this far side over here, you can see that there is a Mithril Brick over on the far edge. And we're going to basically use that as our target area because we have already discovered the level itself. And I'm not sure if it just automatically appears on the map after you've beat the game. To be honest, I feel bad because I don't have the specifics on what is required to get here. As we do find out more information, we will go ahead and pass that on in the description below. But as of right now, your best bet is to follow that Mithril Brick, and it'll lead you back here. And as you can see, there's also a nice blue arrow once you get back here. Go ahead and click on that, and it'll allow you to play the bonus level, which you can actually select from pretty much anywhere on the map and select it, and it'll take you into it, which is nice too. As like the previous LEGO bonus levels, you will not be able to use any of your red brick bonuses. However, you do still need to require 1,000,000 studs in order to pass the level. So basically, you know, this one was not nearly as difficult as, say, the Batman 2 one was, or even Batman. I think there was a... It's been a long time since I played Batman. I'm not even sure. I might have just made a bad reference right there. But essentially, the best advice is to smash everything in sight. There are a couple tricks that we'll show you along the way that can definitely help. And one of the easiest parts about this, and you know, they may even patch this because I'm not sure it was intended, you can actually switch characters here. Where in the previous ones, you were not able to. You had to basically go through kind of a sequence of puzzles to unlock each of the characters within here. If you remember, you actually find Clark Kent and then find a phone booth and turn Clark Kent into Superman. So like there was like steps in the DC superheroes one. So this one, I to be completely honest, you'll see I don't switch characters for quite a while because I'm just under the assumption you can't. I'm just running around smashing everything. And I do also figure out too that it appears as though doing the jump and attack mode or method is going to be your best bet, because where it takes you 3 swings of the sword to take out one of those bushes or whatever, you can do the old jump attack and take it out. And as you can see, I'm starting to kind of figure that out here, and I just continue to use that throughout the majority of this level. And so I see the Morgul bricks there, and I think, oh, well, I'm going to obviously run into Aragorn or use some sort of a sword or something along the way. But as it turns out, I could have actually switched right here and switched to Aragorn. Now, I think there is kind of a catch. I think you can only switch one of the 2 characters. I might be wrong on that, but every time I tried to switch, it kind of defaulted to the mouth of Sauron as opposed to Sauron. So it's kind of almost like it'll allow you to be somebody with the other guys. So if you're having trouble switching, just try to switch characters and try to switch with them, because for whatever reason it wasn't letting me switch both characters. So I couldn't make them both Frodo, for example. One had to be Sauron, while the other one could be whoever I wanted them to be. And it takes me a few minutes before I even attempt that. So, but regardless, I'm just running around slapping everything. We did speed this up a little bit, not tremendously. It is roughly 2 times. And the reason for that is because there are some moments where you strike something and it appears as though you can't destroy it. But there's kind of a process to how you destroy it. You got to like start with the roof or start with something and then collapse down on it. And, you know, and basically, you know, that's basically what this video shows. There's not a whole lot of information that you really need to know. There is a cave that has a key, and we will show you that here in a little bit. And that key is used to unlock a treasure chest. And so there are a few things, but I mean, essentially, this is one of the easier ones. The hardest part about this bonus level for me was actually finding it and being patient enough to know that once I beat the story and free play modes that it would be there waiting for me. Now, I was a little worried as I was playing this, thinking, oh my gosh, I'm going to have to come back and play this again and do a smooth playthrough to make it look like I know what I'm doing and this and that. And really, although I am pretty lost and kind of look that way during this, I'm just methodically taking out everything in sight. And once you get everything knocked down that you think you can, you should be pretty close to your stud requirement. And if you're not, then make your way back through, and you'll find that you may be able to destroy more things or more buildings than you thought. This house right here, for whatever reason, does not seem to be 100% destructible. I pretty much can destroy everything else next to it. But that house right there just isn't. Look at me smacking all those civilians around. Yeah, buddy. One thing I noticed, too, I'm not sure if it's happened yet. I wasn't paying attention in this video. But when Berserker is out and you're not controlling him, the local townspeople will often attack him. It happened to me in Bree last night when I was in the free roam doing the raiding the bricks. But and here's the cave. I just want to make a note real quick here too, because sometimes I often talk over important parts, as I've been noted to be doing. You're going to want to slide into that cave over there. I'm riding the sheep, just having a good old time, and then I end up riding it over to this cave, which is obvious. You can see it. And there's an entry and an exit, which actually I don't think there's a one-way flow. I think you can come in and go either way. But again, it's just destroy everything in sight. You know, cha-cha-cha-cha-cha. Sometimes doing the slam helps. Sometimes, you know, you kind of need to swing that sword. But all in all, it's just a smash fest, really. Love watching all the studs go up. Could you imagine if you had the stud multiplier? I mean, 1 million studs in like, I think I get it in like 25 minutes or something like that. 1 million studs without a multiplier in 25 minutes. You take that times 3,840, that'd be pretty sweet. Now, if there's some sort of trick or code or something that you need in order to be able to do that, that would be handy to know. But as of right now, it's our understanding that you cannot use any red bricks or any kind of exploit, cheat, anything in here. It's just straight up smash and grab. All to the yeah. And, you know, there's some simple puzzle stuff around here. I do get a little frustrated with the thing over to the left there in a second. There's a, as you can see, I need to turn this crank, and then I'll bounce around and fall. Giving us some more steadage. But there's a little area right back here down to the left, and I'm going there right now. This was kind of one of those moments where it appears as though you can't destroy it. But in the end, I assure you that there is no tower left. So maybe using a smaller guy, the mouth may have worked. And as you can see, I actually figured out right here, and I'm able to switch. So I grab somebody small, even though the mouth of Sauron is kind of small. And I get up top, and you got to start with the actual plant life of it. And then once you destroy the plant life, as you can see, there's like branch-looking thing, or what is represented in other areas as branches on trees. And you destroy those, and then you can kind of start to take down the rest. So piece by piece, you just kind of work your way through it. And it definitely helps knowing or using the whole start from the top method. And you can see, I mean, it's hard to get through in some spots. Like, he's too tall, so you got to kind of like walk around the side of the edge. But look at that. I already got the whole top destroyed, and I'll work my way all the way down, and it looks like it's like a little green old school telephone shape looking thing there. Some of you might not even remember phones that were that shape. It's quite a while ago. Yeah, believe it or not, phones used to have cords, and you couldn't leave your house with them. It was crazy times. It's weird. I used to hear my grandparents tell me stories about not having bathrooms or indoor plumbing and storing their meat and special underground bunker things. It's like crazy, you know. I mean, that's 100 years ago or so, and you know, now it's like refrigerators. Like, people don't have any understanding of how good we got it. Yeah, buddy. Smash and grab, smash and grab. So yeah, there is quite a bit of time here of me just running around. You know, other than the key and for the locker in the cave, and having the knowing of destroying things kind of from the top down. Those are the pretty key elements there, and I would almost have confidence that you could take just those pieces of knowledge and succeed in finding the 1 million studs. It seemed as though in the I know I keep referencing the old Batman DC superheroes, and some of you may have played that, and some of you may not have. But you know, if you remember that, I mean, you couldn't leave anything behind. There was literally like, I think there was like 1,010,000 worth of studs. So you really couldn't miss anything. You had to do everything. It really seemed like there was still some stuff left when I get it at the end here. And you'll see here in a couple minutes. But, yeah, so I don't know if you guys want me to talk or not. Feel free to mute me or whatever. I know somebody made a comment they didn't like me stretching out Hobbiton. And, but yeah, so mute me. No, I'm just kidding. Don't mute me. You'd miss my sexy voice. So I'm rampaging this town, talking dirty on the mic. No, I'm just playing. I'm not like that. Besides, this ain't no 1-900 number. Also a thing of the past that a lot of you might not remember. Pre-digital technical ages. That's crazy. Alright. So, hey, what do those things in the water look like to you guys? The ones that you slap and they kind of like flop around. I know I've talked about it once before, but I'm not really giving them a chance to flop around. For the most part, I'm doing the jump attack. Which, hey, if played right, I mean, you can knock out 2 or 3 items with one swoop. And that's pretty awesome stuff. So much better than swinging that sword around 3 times for each item. So, I highly recommend the jump attack. And I think it works with everybody. You might find it working better with certain people. And as I played through, I'm kind of gauging, too, because I'm trying to figure out, like, do you actually get more studs for hitting the bush 3 times as opposed to the jump attack? But no, it appears as though you get 4 to 5 golds. It just comes at different segments. Usually you get like 1 per, and then when you destroy it, you get 1 too. So in the end, you get 4 or 5. It's one swoop. So make sure you destroy the bridges. As you can tell, you don't need the bridges at all. They're just cosmetic. And I'm not sure what happened here. I'm not sure why I couldn't destroy the rest of it. It's kind of a weird shape. But, you know, if you look at it, I'm sure there's probably some sort of representation. It looks kind of like the H, the font almost of the H for Hobbiton, but I'm not sure. If you guys know, comment below. Let us know. I'm a Lord of the Rings fan, but I'm not like a Lord of the Rings junkie. Like, I read the books, I watched the movies, but I mean, I watched them when they came out, and that was years ago. I've watched so many movies since then, so definitely, you know, a fan, but not a super fan on any level. I've been told multiple times that I need to go back and watch the movies so I can not only appreciate the game a little bit more, but also have a better enunciations on my names there. Because I've been slaughtering a few. Took me like 18 videos to get Mithril right. Anyways, we'll move on from my humiliation. And yeah, we're just running around looking for anything and everything to smash. Like I said, there's I don't think there's really anything crucial that wouldn't be blatantly obvious. I mean, you guys should already know by now, if you're playing this, that, you know, you need either the Mithril boxing gloves or Urukai or Berserker or Sagrot to go ahead and pull the orange handles, which is what we just did there in order to start the destruction of this building. You couldn't destroy it until you pulled that handle. So make sure that, you know, you follow. I mean, it's basically just following steps. I didn't understand this. I wasn't sure what we were supposed to do with that, and I don't think I ever destroy it. I could be wrong. And I was totally sure, too, at some point we would run into a like a little well that we could use Pippin's bucket to put out those fires in the water. I mean, that's a little weird, isn't it? Fire burning in water. One thing I did realize, too, is that you definitely want to spend a lot of time smacking this volcano. I recommend doing the jump attacks because it definitely seems to urge it to puke out its guts a little faster. And then each time it will give you some items to build. So I don't think you can do them all at once. I think you have to do them in steps. We did them 1 step right off the bat and then 2 right there. So a total of 3 steps to completely build that. And then this one I couldn't figure out either. If any of you guys have any information on this, please tell us, because we didn't figure out anything for this. And we're assuming that there's some sort of, you know, like, I mean, is it just supposed to represent the eye? I mean, that's what we kind of came to, that it represents the eye. We can see that they're dancing or like bowing, or, I mean, it was sped up. It definitely looks like they're doing like the Dougie or something, but, you know, teach me how to Dougie. But at the same time, I mean, I'm cranking it all over. I thought, okay, I'll put it on a character and whatever. And the only thing I could come to is that that's the Tower of Sauron with the eye, and that the eye is watching you. So it's like the Godfucker from, you know, the Fokker movie. And I'm not cussing when I say that. I'm referring to the characters in Meet the Parents, if you remember. He's always, I'm watching you. The two, pointing at his, I'm watching. Hopefully you guys know what I'm talking about. Otherwise, you guys are probably going, what is this guy smoking? And why isn't he sharing? If you're into that. Regardless, whether you are or aren't, you can see we're getting, we're making some ground on our stud count there. And we're just going to, keep following around and looking for stuff. As I said before, we do find that we can destroy a little bit more of this house. And we'll destroy some of the locals while doing that as well. And here's where I go, oh, we need some of those bombs. I saw the bombs provided in the level, and I figured that we would need to use those. But no, you can actually switch to Berserker or pull out your Mithril fireworks if you got them and blast those. But, what's a good bonus level without a nice little sheep run? Whee! So I ride the sheep back to the bomb, and then I take the bomb back towards it, and then I change my mind and decide, no, I'm not even going to throw it at that. I'm going to throw it at something else. See? I assume that, I could throw anything, but apparently you need to destroy the silver buckle-looking thing at the top, which will then destroy the roof, and then I thought, oh, I'll just start throwing bombs at it. But then it hits me, well, wait a minute, and look at that. 1,000,000 studs. So really that was pretty easy. Hopefully I didn't bore you to death or drive you nuts, but there you can see the mouth of Sauron and Sauron. Hopefully I'm saying that right. I haven't had to say that name hardly at all. So you can see too, we get that 1,000,000 added, which really doesn't seem like a lot now that we have the multiplier going. But regardless, we'll take it because we still don't have that trophy for getting the 10 billion studs yet. So, or at least as of this recording, we don't. And yeah, that's pretty much it. Hopefully we were helpful in finding it, if not guiding you the way. Knowing that you can switch characters and all of that really makes me feel like they're going to patch it. Because I'm not sure that's what the developers intended, because that sure made it awfully easy being able to do that. But regardless, we showed you a couple little tricks. Showed you the cave with the key. We also showed you you could use your own characters. And, like I said, hopefully I put a smile on your face along the way. If not made you laugh, hopefully I made you laugh at me. You know what I'm saying? So, yeah. All right. Feel free to comment, vote, subscribe if you like what we're doing. Get over to Twitter and Facebook if you want to stay up to date on what we got cracking. And as always, until next time, sup?